Solo is the 10th movie in the ever-so-popular Star Wars franchise, which admittedly I'm a huge fan of. This film was released May 25th, 2018, and was directed by one of my favorite directors of all time, Ron Howard. And on top of all this, the movie itself is based on my favorite Star Wars character by far. So before even going into this movie, I think I was destined to enjoy every second of it, and truly, I did. I'm sure everyone can agree Star Wars movies are extremely hit and miss, while the fanbase is quite vocal on whichever stance they take on the movie. And so far, I've seen some overwhelmingly negative reviews and opinions on this film, and frankly, I'm fine having people dislike a film I enjoy. That's kind of the joy in movies to begin with, is finding what you enjoy watching. That being said, I have no problem that a large portion of people didn't find this movie entertaining. I'm just asking, please don't start a hate war over this movie or this review. If you have any differing opinions than myself, I'd still be very interested to hear any thoughts you may have. But let's just agree to disagree in the end. With all that out of the way, Solo is an awesome movie. Alden Ehrenreich plays Han Solo and, in my opinion, nails the mannerisms of Han Solo exceptionally. Disney did an excellent job with casting him. Han in this movie is a young pilot who barely escapes from imprisonment. However, his girlfriend Qi'Ra gets left behind, so that sets Han out to gather a team and supplies to free her and get both of them to a safer place. Han ends up meeting tons of interesting characters that I felt seriously invested in. For example, there's Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson, Rio Durant, voiced by the legendary Jon Favreau, the one and only Chewbacca, played by Joonas Suotamo, or the individual who I feel like stole the show by far, Lando Calrissian, played by Childish Gambino himself, Donald Glover, who seriously perfected his part for this film. It's almost like he was born into that role. He has every mannerism, pattern of speech, stance, and look that you could possibly ask for in a Lando actor. While on their adventure, Han ends up finding Qi'Ra at the bar of a man that him and his crew are looking to do work with. The man in charge is Dryden Voss, played expertly by Paul Bettany, and unfortunately for Han, Dryden and Qi'Ra have been in a romantic relationship while he's been away looking for her. Now that's messed up. Dryden actually agrees to do work with them sort of as outlaws, performing awesome train heists and break-ins, and honestly, our ragtag team of heroes is so much fun to watch work together as a team. Their individual strengths and weaknesses play off each other exceptionally, and ends up being both hilarious and visually stunning at the same time. The action in this movie is absolutely breathtaking, and I was lucky enough to see this movie in 3D in the theater, which really amplified the experience. But anyway, throughout the plot, you'll learn literally everything about Han Solo. Where his name came from, where the Millennium Falcon came from, where his signature blaster came from, and so much more. And there's even little offbeat things thrown in. For instance, there's a reference to Terras Kasai, like Star Wars Masters of Terras Kasai, like the video game on the original PlayStation from 1997. I suppose for no other reason than just to make it canon, which is hilarious and an awesome little wink to the audience if you notice it. The lore and how far in depth they go in every frame is seriously a work of art, and I feel like over multiple viewings there will be more and more secrets you'll realize each time. The story is where the movie takes its biggest hit, because really the plot goes all over the place, with Han wanting to save his girl, then finding her, but meeting a team and getting orders from her boyfriend to pull off more heists, but then getting chased by pirates the whole movie, and everything culminates in, yes, you guessed it, a huge heist. Don't get me wrong, it's extremely entertaining, and I didn't find myself too worried about the plot, because the characters and dialogue are where the real fun is anyway. The banter between not only the characters, but the obvious chemistry between the real-life cast is top-notch. This felt like a real group of people learning to work together and be friends, while simultaneously all being loners and selfish at the same time. It's hysterical. The camera work and CGI are absolutely both incredible. I felt completely immersed in the world, and I had a ton of fun as they flew around space and explored these different locations and characters, which were either expertly done CGI or incredible costume work. The acting from everyone is exceptional, and honestly, I put this in my top 3 Star Wars movies. It's genuinely that good. The operative word I could use is fun. This movie is fun. There will be people who consider it a summertime popcorn action flick, people who didn't want a movie about a single character, or of course the people that simply hate it because it's a Star Wars movie. However, I can assure you, if nothing else, you'll have a ton of fun in this movie. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes long, and I couldn't take my eyes off the screen the entire time. So I recommend in some way, whether in theaters, Netflix, on demand, Blu-ray, even DVD, just find some way to see this movie. I'm sure it won't be for everyone, not even the average Star Wars fan, honestly. However, if it does seem interesting to you, you'll end up finding one of the most action-packed, fun-filled, incredible adventure movies I've seen in a very long time. And for all those reasons and more, I'm giving 2018's 10th installment in the Star Wars franchise, Solo, an 8 out of 10. A.